Our dear listeners, welcome on our video today. We are looking at history and government, and as you can see, this is paper 2. It has 100 marks, and you can see questions. Here are the questions, very many of them, and we are going to discuss this paper right away on this video. If this is your first time to watch our videos, kindly consider subscribing to this channel so that whenever we produce a video like this one, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, we really want to thank you guys for the support that you have given us. And today we request you one thing: kindly like this video, and it will be recommended to other viewers across the country. Remember, this is the time that students are doing revision. Once you like this video will be introduced, or it will be recommended by YouTube to other viewers. Let's go to question number 1. You are told to state one theory that explain how agriculture began. The theory that states how agriculture began. We have the first theory is the diffusion theory, and the second one is independent theory. Number 2, you are told identify methods of irrigation used in ancient Egypt. Those ones are 3. We have shandoff, we have basin, and we have canal. There are 3. Question number 3, name 2 types of trade. We have local trade, we have regional trade, and we have international trade. Remember, they can bring a question here telling you to state types of trade. Types of trade, we have currency and barter. We go to question number 4. Give one feature of Roman roads by 300 AD. The roads and foundations of up to 1.5 meters deep. Number 2, were made with local materials. Number 3, were straight and long. Next, were raised high above ground to avoid flooding. Next, they were well drained on each side. Next, were all weather roads. Next, and bridges and tunnels across rivers and mountains. Go to question number 5. You are told what was the main contribution of Alexander Graham Bell in the field of communication? And the answer is he invented the telephone. Go to the next one. Next one, you are told identify the main source of energy used in early stages of industrial revolution in Europe. Main source of energy, that one is coal. Number 7, give 2 factors that led to Athens as an urban center. That one, cultural activities. Number 2, it was strategically located. Next, it was a commercial center activities. Next, it had security. Next, it was educational center. Next, it had religious activities were taking a place there. Next, it had some administrative activities. Next, it port of Athens. Go to question number 8. Name the chartered company used in West Africa during the colonial period. That one is Royal Niger Company. Number 9, why was assimilation failed in Senegal? This question they keep on repeating. The policy was expensive. Number 2, cultural difference. Next, African chiefs who lost authority objected to the policy. Next, inadequate personnel. Next, French feared loss of labor. Next, politically the system threatened their status quo. Next, the disregard of African laws. We go to number 10. Identify 2 nationalists who fought for independence in Mozambique. We have Eduardo Charambo Mondlane next Samuel Machel, next Joachim Chisano, next Alphonse Dalkama. Go to number 11. Mention one factor that led to the failure of that plan. Russia mobilized forces faster than expected. Next, German invasion of Belgium was not as fast as anticipated. Next, both sides were more evenly matched than German. Number 12 states two functions of the Assembly of League of Nations. Number 1, controlled the budget of the organization. Next, admission of new members to the organization. Next, appointment of new permanent members. Next, consideration of treaties. Next, supervision. Next, giving approval to the appointment of the Secretary General. Next, appointment of 15 judges of permanent Court of International Justice. Number 13, highlight the role played by United States of America, USA, in ending the Second World War. USA provided military equipment to Allied forces. Next, she gave financial support to the Allied forces. Next, she provided military personnel to the Allied forces. Next, USA blocked the Panama Canal against the Central Powers. Next, she dropped atomic bomb at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Name two specialized agencies of United Nations. We have the International Labour Organization, ILO. Next, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. Next, United Nations Education, Science and Culture Organization, UNESCO. Next, World Health Organization, WHO. Next, the World Bank. Next, the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Next, United Nations International Children Emergency Fund. Next, United Nations Environment Programs. Next, International Civil Aviation Organization. Number 15, give the main reason why Pakistan left Commonwealth Organization in 1972 to protect the recognition of the new state of Bangladesh, formerly Pakistan, is by some Commonwealth members. Next, state 2 causes of civil wars in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Number 1, army mutiny. Next, ethnic differences. Next, country's economy being in the hands of foreigners. Number 17, name one body that conducts electoral process in United States of America. And that one is the Electoral College. Number 2, the Party National Convention. You go to section B, 45 marks, and you are told to answer any 3 questions. Here you are supposed to do your selection very wisely. The questions that you have answers is the one that you select. Number 18, 5 possible solutions of state 5 solutions of food shortage in the third world countries. Number 1, introduce new farming methods. Next, reduce tax on farm input. Next, invest in agriculture, in agricultural research. Next, land reclamation. Next, encourage drought resistance crops. Next, encourage family planning. Next, encourage formation of cooperatives. Next, improve storage facilities. Next, describe the way of life of early human being during the Stone Age period. The period was marked with the emergence of Homo sapiens and Homo sapien sapien. This is the late or the new Stone Age period. On terms of tools, man became very skilled to maker. They made tools known as microliths, small piece of sharp stone tool, for example a crescent or a lunate, which end a straight sharp cutting edge and a curved blunted back. Their weapon include stone axe, knives, spears, harpoons, wooden bows, and sharp stone-tipped arrows, hooks, needles, and bone fish hooks. Shelter in New Stone Age. How was he? During this stage, man made permanent houses out of tree branches and grass. They used or made some sort of paint to use on their cave paintings. We go to the next one. Food and agriculture. Man domesticated plants and animals though he continued to hunt and gather. Man changed as from nomadic lifestyle to settled stationary lifestyle or sedentary. Government. Due to settled life and improved settlement, rules and laws were set up as a basis of government. Some people also specialized in leadership, religious activities, as well as making crafts. Religion in New Stone Age. How was it? Man's language and religion beliefs developed because of depending on natural forces like rain. They began to ponder over issues like life and death. The evidence is found at Hendrix Hill and Joro River Cave, where human fossil remains were found buried with items such as tools and seed or food. The practice of burying someone with his possessions implied a belief in life after death. Art and craft in the New Stone Age. How was it? Humans specialized in crafts such as basketry, pottery, and later smelting, evidence by his horse and carving to the right. We go to number 19. Identify the characteristics of Industrial Revolution in Britain. 3 characteristics. Number 1, use of machines. Number 2, use of steam power. Next, adoption of factory system. Number 19b, explain 6 negative effects of transatlantic trade on African communities. How did the transatlantic trade affect African communities? Number 1, welfare was revolutionized by the importation of firearms. Next, many African communities were left weak and unable to resist the scramble and partition of Africa that followed. Next, depopulation, as many people were shipped away as slaves and others died. Next, many slaves died before and after reaching America. Next, led to the changes in social roles, separation of families as some of the relatives were sold into slavery. Next, it exposed West Africa to many types of diseases came up following the conditions under which the slaves were captured and kept. Next, it brought about fear and insecurity among the communities. Next, decline of economic and agricultural development in Africa as able-bodied people were sold into slavery. Next, decline of trans-Saharan trade and many traders found the transatlantic trade more profitable. Next, property was destroyed and communities raided each other for trade items. We go to the next one. Name 5 European powers that colonized Africa. One is Britain, France, Germany, Belgium, Portugal, Spain, Italy. Number 20b. Explain 5 reasons why Africans were defeated during Chimurenga War. Why were they defeated? Disunity among Africans and between Shona and Ndebele. They fought on different fronts. Number 2, the Ndebele social class lacked unity of purpose. The former aristocrats fought on their own, while the former slaves classes chose 2, even cooperate with British. Number 3, British soldiers were well trained as compared to African soldiers. Next, British also got reinforcement from Botswana and South Africa. Next, the arrest and execution of African leaders like Nehanda, Kegubi, and that one demoralized the people. Next, the British had superior weapons and as compared to African inferior weapons. Next, the religion failed to protect them against enemy bullets. Number 21, outline 5 grievances by Africans against apartheid in South Africa. Africans were not allowed to vote for black representatives in government. Number 2, they were prohibited from living in the same urban areas with the whites. Next, they were prohibited in sharing some facilities with the whites. Next, they passed laws restricted African movement. Next, they were confined into black homeland reserves. Next, labor law denied them equal employment opportunities. Next, low quality education. Next, the Land Act gave white exclusive rights over the land. Go to number next. Explain 5 challenges encountered by nationalists in Mozambique. This is very common. You better understand it. Explain 5 challenges encountered by nationalists in Mozambique. African experienced severe shortage of basic needs while in the forest. The government forces ensured that food and other supplies do not reach the fighters. Number 2, the church termed Frelimo as a terrorist organization. Next, Frelimo suffered internal division due to ideological differences and selfish ambition among some of nationalists. African elites like Reverend Kuria Samango and Lazaro Avandame saw Frelimo as an instrument of acquiring assets for their own selfish benefit. Next, competition from rival movement like the Revolutionary Committee of Mozambique, Coremo, which broke away from Frelimo in 1965 due to latter lean towards socialism. Next, we are moving on to the next one. The assassination of Frelimo leaders Eduardo Mondelin in Dar es Salaam on land was a great blow to the nationalists. Next, the brutality employed by the Portuguese in dealing with license. We go to the next one. Apartheid regime in South Africa fought nationalists in Mozambique since they were a threat to their country. Go to the number section C. This one it has 30 marks and you're told so number 22A. Name 3 ways in which trade contributed to the rise of Asante Kingdom in 18th century. Participation in the trade enabled them to acquire weapons. Number 2, wealth from trade boosted the king prestige or the fame. Next, trade led to population increase. Go to number 22B. Explain 6 social aspects of the Asante Kingdom in the pre-colonial period. 6 social aspects. In other words, we are told to discuss social organization of Asante Kingdom. The kingdom composed of many communities who spoke the Akan language. Number 2, they were organized into clans made up of related families. Number 3, marriage was exogamous. Next, inheritance of property was matrilineal. Next, the community was bound together by the golden stool. Next, they had an annual festival which was called Odwira, held at Kumasi to honor their ancestors. Next, they were divided into social classes. Next, the king was regarded as the semi-divine or religious leader. Next, they were polytheists, worshipped many gods. Next, the ancestors mediated between the people and the gods. Next, they believed in a supreme god called Nyame. 23a. Give 3 common features of Commonwealth member states. They use English as the official language. Number 2, recognize the England monarch. Next, have close economic ties. Next, education based on a British system. Next, similar legal system to Britain. Next, common military tradition. Next, hold regular conferences. Next, share common democratic institutions based on British system, e.g. Parliament. 23b. Explain 6 achievements of economic community of West African states. It had standardized education in the region. It has standardized education in the region by use of common exam syllabus. Number 2, it has fostered peace through military wing, ECOWAS. Next, it has promoted cultural exchange among its members. Next, it has improved regional transport communication system links. Next, it has improved agriculture through sharing of technological know-how. Next, it has facilitated free movement of the people in the region. Next, it has improved job opportunities in the region. Next, it has promoted the spirit of togetherness in the region. Next, it has promoted cooperation. Next, it has promoted inter-regional trade within the region. We go to 24a. This is the last number, don't get tired. And give 3 ways in which the monarch is important in Britain. Why is a monarch important? Number 1, it appoints the archbishops of the church in England. Number 2, he or she bestow honor to deserving persons. Next, it is a symbolic hand of Commonwealth. Next, is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Next, represents Britain in international forums. Next, assent to bills. Next, give audience to minister to encourage one. Next, summons new parliament. Next, open closes each session of parliament. Next, he or she approves all appointment to important state offices. Next, he or she pardon convicted offenders. Next, he or she look after foreign policy. We go to number 24b. This is the last one. Explain 6 functions of the federal government of the United States of America. Functions of the federal government of United States of America. This also is very common. They keep on repeating. Number 1, deals with matters of foreign policy. Number 2, settles dispute involving different states of the union. Number 3, regulates trade between the nation and foreign countries. Next, it is in charge of the national defense of the country. Next, it establishes federal courts which administers justice across the country. Next, collect taxes in various federal states. Next, maintain clear war against the foreign government with approval of Congress. Next, it issues currency and regulates its value. Next, it pays foreign debts owed to other nations and financial institutions. Next, it enacts legislations which govern the federation. Next, and meet new states into federation. We are through with the video. We thank you for so much for watching. We know that you have benefited a lot out of these questions. It's not a wonder you might find 3 or 4 questions in the paper. We are predicting that most of these questions that you see here, they can appear in your KCSE exam, and because we have revised, you have no reason for failing. And if this is your first time to watch our videos, we kindly request you to subscribe to this channel, like our videos. Also, you can send this video to other viewers so that whenever this video is recommended to them, they can watch and benefit out of this work. On this channel, we have also uploaded many videos that are on revision KCSE, all the subjects, mathematics, English, Kiswahili, all the set books. We have dealt with them here, and whenever you come here for any study or revision lessons, you will find it very easy, and any subject you will be able to get higher marks and make it, because we are very happy when our students tell us that they have done the KCSE and they earned A-, they earned B+, others said A plain. They tell us in the comment section. You can see on the videos that we have uploaded. We thank you so much for watching up to this time, and if you have not yet subscribed, take this time, subscribe, like this video, and we shall meet again in the next video. Goodbye and have a nice time.